all the information you need to start your morning. This is TMJ4 News Today.
6 o'clock in the morning. So nice to have you with us on this Tuesday. I'm Vince Vitrano.
And I'm Susan Kim. We do have a lot to get through in the 6 o'clock hour of TMJ4 News Today. Here are two of the big stories that we will be following throughout the hour.
Yeah, the jury is seated in the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. This morning, we're going to hear opening statements. We've been following that situation, of course, since the beginning, August of 2020. Our Andrea Albers is in Kenosha this morning. She'll join us live in a moment with the latest outside of the courthouse.
And then on the left-hand side of your screen there, you see Mayor Tom Barrett. He is one step closer to securing his position as ambassador to Luxembourg. His next step will be to stand before the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations hearing. That is this morning at 9 o'clock. So we'll be talking live with our political correspondent, Joe St. George, who is in Washington, D.C., and we'll talk with him live in just a few minutes.
Before we get to those stories, chilly start to the day so far this morning as we send it over to Brian.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Chilly but quiet this morning. We're going to get out the door. No rain, snow in the forecast. Yeah, it's November. Could be snow. All right, currently in Milwaukee, we have clear skies and a temperature starting to dip into the 30s now. Yeah, it's pretty chilly out there this morning. Storm 4 Max radar and satellite across southeastern Wisconsin. We had a little bit of cloud cover through the night last night. That cloud cover breaking apart on the other side of Lake Michigan. Some lake effect rain and snow showers. Sunrise this morning will be at 7:28 a.m. and I think it will be a decent sunrise across southeastern Wisconsin. 30 now in Whitewater, 31 in Lake Geneva. You factor in the wind, it feels like 18 this morning in Lake Geneva. So the what to wear planner, you're probably going to want that winter coat this morning. In general, 35 in Milwaukee. We'll go inland 25 this afternoon. Mostly sunny, breezy, still cool. Maybe just that fall jacket with a temperature of 46 degrees. But we do have warmer times ahead, which we'll tell you when in your 7-day coming up in a little bit. Let's head outside to Adriana Mendez with this morning's Christmas tree for Milwaukee. Adriana, how's it going this morning?
Okay. Oh, hey, Brian. Sorry, we are out here. This is it, guys. This is the City of Milwaukee's 2021 Christmas tree. It is a 36-foot Colorado spruce, and it is absolutely beautiful. We are joined here with Chris Kling right now this morning. And Chris, if you could describe a little bit about the process, what crews are doing right now to prepare to harvest this tree?
What they are doing is they're going to set up to go put the holding strap in the crown of the tree and wait for the crane to come over and connect the crane to that strap. So when it's time to cut, the tree stays upright and they can pick it in the air and put it on our trailer.
And then once you guys put this tree on the trailer, the process is it gets a grand escort to City Hall. What are some of the roadways you guys will be taking?
Oklahoma Avenue, Forest Home, Layton Boulevard, and then Clybourne in Michigan.
And then lastly, this is an exciting time. Is this one of your favorite events to be a part of?
Yes, it is. Yes. Once a year, it's very different.
Yes, well, we are excited here once again. Here is another look at the City of Milwaukee's 2021 Christmas tree, a 36-foot Colorado blue spruce donated by Katie Major and Mike Connell. We're going to be out here live all morning long giving you complete coverage of this event. Back to you guys in the studio.
A special annual event for the city. Thanks so much, Adriana. The jury is in place in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, which may go down as the most closely watched trial in Kenosha's history. And in just a few short hours, court will be back in session this morning.
Andrea Albers is live there outside the county courthouse with what we expect to unfold today. Andrea?
Good morning to you both. Now that we have a jury in place, things will start to pick up speed. That begins later this morning with opening statements. Let's take a look at what we know about the jury pool. 20 jury members have been selected, 11 women and 9 men, 12 jurors and 8 alternates. The ages of the men and women do range, but the group leans older, and there is one person of color. You will not see the jury on camera at any time during the trial. That is not allowed. It's meant to protect the jurors from intimidation, among other things. This final panel is sworn to fairly and impartially decide the case, and the judge underlined that their actions should reflect the important role, something he says our founding fathers expected and demanded when they drafted the U.S. Constitution.
So the critical thing you must remember is whatever you've read or heard about the case before, whatever you've been thinking about the case, you have to be in line with what these people who risked their lives for our freedom asked of us, demanded of us. Fair and impartial based upon the evidence.
And Judge Bruce Schrader says those who were picked for this jury will get a front row seat to see exactly what happened. And again, the very first parts of that will play out later this morning when opening arguments are set to begin.
And so, Andrea, when we talk about opening statements this morning, what can we expect to have happen when court gets back in session today?
Good question, Susan. Usually during opening statements, the plaintiff goes first, the defendant will go second, and that's exactly what these are, opening statements. This is not evidence. It is just the two sides laying out what they expect to claim and what they will prove as this trial moves forward. Reporting live in Kenosha, Andrea Albers, TMJ4 News.
All right, Andrea, thank you. And our Stephanie Haynes will be in the courtroom this morning for those opening statements. You can follow her on Twitter for updates and watch for her live reports starting on TMJ4 News at 5.
We'll also have expert legal analysis in our newscast daily. We'll be hearing from Patrick Cafferty about 6:30 this morning. You can watch the trial live, gavel to gavel, with our partners at Court TV. That's over-the-air channel 4.3. Big day for Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett this morning as he looks to prove to a Senate committee he has what it takes to become the next U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg.
That hearing will begin at 9 o'clock this morning, and we're joined live by our political correspondent, Joe St. George, who is in Washington, D.C. ahead of today's hearing. And good morning. Thanks so much for being with us, George. So let's talk about this hearing. What exactly will happen here for Mayor Tom Barrett this morning? And then will it be a long process after that until we hear whether he actually gets the position?
Yeah, today is really a big day. It's a chance for the United States Senate, the Committee on Foreign Relations, to ask the mayor about a litany of questions regarding European policy, Luxembourg policy. There will obviously be some friendly questions from the more Democratic-leaning senators on the committee. Some Republicans may grill him. That tends to be what happens in this politically charged environment for the mayor. But he has been prepped for this hearing. He certainly knows that he'll get some tough questions, and he's studied for this position. Obviously, the mayor of Milwaukee is very different than an international post like ambassador to Luxembourg, but it does show the confidence that President Biden has in him, the loyalty certainly that the president has with the mayor. That's how he got this coveted position. Remember, becoming an ambassador is one of those highly competitive processes that is competitive not just among current elected officials. Former elected officials are often vying for these ambassador picks, as are major fundraisers and major donors. So today is really the first step. Ultimately getting confirmed, though, is still very much to be determined. The United States Senate has been moving very slow, at a glacier pace, really, in confirming President Biden's ambassador picks. Today is really just step one in the process of actually becoming the ambassador to Luxembourg.
Joe, I looked it up this morning. Population of Luxembourg is about 635,000 people. That's just barely more than the population of the city of Milwaukee. Is this an important job? I mean, we kind of say it with a chuckle, ambassador to Luxembourg. You know, like, what kind of job is this that the mayor is walking into if he is indeed confirmed?
I can tell you who typically wants to be an ambassador. It's someone towards the end of their public life. It's someone who wants to hold a position that represents the United States. And it's someone who likes the idea of having the title. That typically is who is drawn to these positions. It's not a position where you're making a ton of foreign policy changes. That's what's happening at the Secretary of State level in Washington, D.C., and the foreign policy advisors of the President of the United States. But typically those who are attracted to this position are towards the end of their public life and are interested in continuing their public service in a new way representing the United States. And going from the mayor of Milwaukee to the ambassador to Luxembourg is certainly a bizarre move to some degree, but it's one that is very different from what the mayor is used to. But it's one where he can continue his public service in a way that perhaps he would otherwise never have imagined a year ago. That is assuming that he actually gets confirmed by the U.S. Senate. There's been a series of holdups with Senator Ted Cruz, other Republicans blocking President Biden's picks to be ambassador to various countries. We shall see how this plays out over the course of the coming weeks and perhaps months.
All right, that's Joe St. George in Washington for us. Joe, thank you. Good to see you.
Coming up on TMJ4 News today, kids and the Pfizer vaccine. More on the CDC meeting that's happening today and when shots in kids could be administered. And then scouting out the Packers' next competition, find out how the Kansas City Chiefs played during Monday Night Football and who is still sidelined on the Packers roster.
6:13, let's get to a scouting report now. Week 9 for the Green Bay Packers, and we've got the Kansas City Chiefs coming up this weekend.
The Chiefs hitting the field last night in prime time against the New York Giants. The Chiefs walking away with the win in a 20-17 game. A little more than a minute in the fourth quarter, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker gets it through the uprights to give the Chiefs the lead. They'll barely get past the now 2-6 Giants. The Chiefs now even on the season after that win last night at 4-4.
And here it is, the two-time defending AFC champion Chiefs will get to stay in Kansas City. Packers traveling there for the Sunday kickoff at 3:25. Quick scouting report on the Pack. The team reporting Allen Lazard, the wide receiver, back on the field and participating in practice Monday. As far as Devontae Adams, not on the practice field just yet.
And hopefully that changes, that we start to see a little Devontae out there. That'd be nice. We're going to need that firepower. All right, here we go. Yesterday's high temperatures, around 50 degrees in Milwaukee, 46 in Watertown. I think we're going to be even a couple degrees cooler than that for today. All right, this is a live look in Milwaukee, 36 degrees this morning. Winds are out of the west at 7 miles per hour. A wind chill at 30 this morning. It is a bit cooler inland. Temperature at 30 degrees in Waukesha. Soon, I think, in the 20s. The wind chill's already there. 23, the wind chill in Waukesha. And across southeastern Wisconsin, 30 in Beaver Dam. 27 actual temperature in Lake Geneva. One of the coolest numbers I've seen so far this season. Let's go through your weather headlines here. Chilly few days. In general, though, high pressure is going to give us a lot of sunshine for today and a warmer weekend ahead. On the other side of Lake Michigan, we have some lake effect rain and snow showers and some lake effect snow showers up towards the UP this morning. Future forecast going to show a lot of sunshine today. Still a northwest breeze into the afternoon. By 7 o'clock this evening, all is quiet. We're going to have lots of stars overhead tonight. As we head through Wednesday morning, we'll pause it here at 8:30 a.m. Tons of sunshine expected, and maybe a few more clouds rolling in here Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. And Thursday, we'll start off with a lot of sunshine as well. Your forecast for today, a high temperature of 46, mostly sunny, breezy, and cool. For tonight, a low temperature of 33, inland down to 25. And here's your 7-day forecast on Wednesday. Mostly sunny, 45 degrees. On Thursday, mostly sunny, 48 degrees. On Friday, we're up to 53. And look at this weekend. Saturday, 55 degrees. Sunday, 63 degrees. Vinny Susan, make your golf plans now. Look at that, 63. Monday, 63 degrees with a mostly sunny sky expected. All right, let's head out to Adriana Mendez. Adriana, are they cutting down that tree yet?
Well, not yet. They are working on it right now. Crews with the Department of Public Works Forestry Services are working on putting a strap down the tree. Then they'll secure it and make that final cut through it, then lay it on a flatbed and escort it all the way down to City Hall. Now, this tree, this is the star of the show, but also these two individuals right here, they're also the star of the show. We're joined with Mike Connell and Katie Major. You guys are the owners of this Christmas tree. What are the excitement, the feeling like for you this morning, just seeing all these crews out here getting ready to take down your tree?
It's kind of surreal almost. I didn't really expect this much media attention, to be honest with you. But it's really nice to see everybody come out and get excited for it. It's kind of two birds, one stone almost. We get to have the tree taken down, and we kind of get it as a Christmas present.
And this idea to submit this Christmas tree to the city of Milwaukee was inspired by Grandpa Hoppy. We got to give Grandpa Hoppy a shout out.
Definitely. We moved in a year ago, and as soon as my grandpa drove up to the house, he was like, oh my gosh, that tree would be perfect as the city's Christmas tree. So we can all thank him for the beautiful tree downtown.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. It's symmetrical. That's what I look for in a Christmas tree. And it's very thick and full as well. So just knowing that this Christmas tree is going to be on display, your Christmas tree on display for everyone in the city of Milwaukee to see, what's that feeling like for you?
I think that's pretty cool. It's really nice that we get to be able to, provide something the city can, look at for the rest of the year here.
Yeah, all right. Well, we will be out here live all morning long, just monitoring and following this major event here this morning. It's an exciting time here in the city of Milwaukee, so stay with us here on TMJ4. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Adriana. 18 minutes after 6. Still ahead when we come back. Those cookie books so many know and love. They have been around since 1932. How you can get yours this year and the special theme for all 37 recipes.
Welcome back, everyone. At 8 o'clock this morning, you can download the 2021 We Energies Cookie Book.
You can also get this year hard copy at distribution sites around the state, starting with one this morning at the Milwaukee County Sports Complex in Franklin. That's going to be at 11 o'clock today. It's the 93rd anniversary edition, this year titled Celebrating Military Service. Features 37 recipes with stories from veterans, active military members, members of the 128th Air Refueling Wing based right here in Milwaukee.
And joining us live this morning to talk more about this year's book is Amy Johns with We Energies. And Amy, good morning. And looking through your book, the theme here is celebrating military service. And there are so many touching stories about what these recipes mean to these people, the important person in their life who gave them the recipe. Why did We Energies feel like the military why did you want to honor the military with this year's edition?
It's so important to celebrate our military as they are serving our country, and our company spends a lot of time supporting a lot of organizations for the troops. And so we really wanted to give back this year. Every year we're looking for a unique theme, and I think this is a really wonderful theme for us to provide to our customers. But when you were touching on the story part, you know, a lot of our veterans who were in the cookie book this year told us that when they served overseas and when they were far away from home at the holidays, getting cookies delivered to them from their family brought them closer to home. And that's why it's so important this year to get this year's cookie book. It's such a wonderful cookie book with those 37 recipes submitted by veterans and different organizations that support the troops.
I think it's neat too, Amy. I mean, people can, and if that's how you like to do it, just download individual recipes or the whole thing, but you still make a book, and still a lot of people like to get that book and hold it in their hands.
There's nothing like having that book in your hands, and I'm a baker myself, and all of my cookie books have flour and sugar stuck to the different pages on the recipes that I like. So having that hard copy is really great. We have tons of opportunities for you to pick one up starting today in Franklin, but this Saturday we'll be at American Family Field from 9 to 1 doing a drive-through only event where you can pick up your hard copy of the book, or you can go to our website we-energies.com and check out all of our distribution events.
You know, I made all the cookies one year, 34 recipes, and what I found is that they're actually relatively easy for people, and you guys do a tried and true method before they actually make it into the book.
It's a really hard thing that we have to do, but we have to test all of the cookies that are submitted to us every year. And we go through this intricate process of marking down texture and size and taste. And I really, it's a hard part of my job, but I really take on that task and work hard at trying every single cookie in the book.
Well, we thank you for working so hard.
I got that job too over here, Amy, as long as Susan does her part.
Thanks so much. Amy Johns with We Energies talking about this year's cookie book. Amy, thanks so much. And this is the 93rd anniversary of the We Energies Cookie Book. Can you believe that? 93rd. They'll be available online, as Amy mentioned, and then on their website at 8 a.m. this morning. If you do want to wait in line for a copy, it might be a tradition for you and your family. She mentioned the different places. The Milwaukee County Sports Complex is this morning, and then Saturday, November 6th at American Family Field or Fox City Stadium, which is in Appleton. Other distribution events are listed on the We Energies website.
And good news, Brian. I think we've got Susan up to promising to make at least 4 varieties for each of us.
Well, you know, here's something. Why did you guys make them?
Because we wouldn't be nearly as good.
Yes, clearly.
It was a magical year when Susan made all
2019, she made every cookie in the book, and we tried every cookie.
And she got a certificate from the CEO of We Energies.
Yes, it's
so it was significant.
Don't you want that feeling again?
Certificate. I do want that feeling again.
To get that certificate, it'd be like if Michael Jordan was like, you know what, I'm good with 1 ring.
1 ring. That was good. I won it. I won this.
I need another ring.
Tom Brady. It'd be like Tom Brady. No, I don't need any more Super Bowls.
We're gonna get her. She's gonna do it.
The pressure.
Come on, Susan. All right.
Hey, come out of there.
Fall color report for today. This is the latest from Travel Wisconsin, and you can see the northern 2/3 of the state past peak. Here in southeastern Wisconsin, I think we're peaking. shaken this week for most of the area. All right, yard work forecast. You might have some leaves to rake for today. And again, it looks like a decent day. A little bit breezy, though. The leaves could be blowing around a little bit, especially this afternoon. We'll have mostly sunny skies by noon, 45 degrees, and by 4 o'clock, 46 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. All right, let's take a look at our weather kit for today. Bundle up. All right, this morning, again, we have Khalees, and she's 5 years old. And look at that smile on Khalees. Oh, it's perfect. Again, she's bundled up. She's got a hat on this morning, winter coat, and maybe some gloves with the temperature in Milwaukee around 35 degrees. Sunny and breezy heading out the door today. We'll be right back.
All the information you need to start your morning. This is TMJ4 News Today.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. We start with this live picture of the most famous Colorado blue spruce in Wisconsin right now. Its owners, Mike Connell and Katie Major, have donated this 36-foot tree to the city for this year's Christmas tree. It's near 88th and Warnemont. You can see crews are getting ready to harvest that tree in just a couple of moments. And thanks so much for starting your day with us on TMJ4 News Today. I'm Susan Kim.
And I'm Vince Vetrano. Obviously, a lot to get through in our next half hour. We're going to talk really fast. We are getting weather and traffic in just a moment. First, though, we do want to get to the trial that is being so closely watched across the country.
Opening statements are expected to start today in the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. Our Andrea Albers is already outside the courthouse in Kenosha this morning for us with this look ahead. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning to you both. The jury is in place. 20 people have been selected, and that means opening statements can begin later this morning. Let's take a look at what we know about that final jury panel. Jury selection wrapped up late last night after hours of questions for the potential jurors in groups and also individually. Here's what we know about that final pool. There are 11 women and 9 men, 12 jurors, 8 alternates. The ages of the men and women do range, but the group does lean older. There is 1 person of color. You will not see that jury on camera at any time during this trial. It's not allowed. It's meant to protect the jurors from intimidation, among other things. Now, this trial is expected to last at least 2 weeks. And first thing this morning, those 20 jurors will be back here at the courthouse in Kenosha for opening statements. Those opening statements, important to mention, are not evidence. This is where each side will lay out what they expect to prove over the course of this trial. Reporting live in Kenosha, Andrea Albers, TMJ4 News.
All right, Andrea, appreciate you setting the stage for us there at 6:32. We're joined now this morning by defense attorney and legal analyst Patrick Cafferty, who's going to be giving us some legal analysis as we go through the trial. Patrick, nice to see you this morning. Before we get into what happens today, I did want to kind of set the stage with this and something that you touched on. You've got demonstrators and counter demonstrators already outside the courthouse. I feel like people across the country want this trial to be about a number of things that it maybe isn't going to be about. They want it to be about the Jacob Blake shooting. They want it to be about the rioting. They want it to be about a referendum on policing, whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse is a good guy. And really what's going to be put in front of the jury ultimately are legal questions of whether Rittenhouse had a right to defend himself in that situation.
Good morning, Susan and Vince. Vince, you raise a great point. And I'm going to give an example of what occurred during voir dire yesterday or jury selection. One of the lawyers, and this is not meant as a criticism of him, this is how lawyers are trained to operate, began to ask jurors about whether they were angry about the riots. And you saw that the judge immediately shut him down and said, look, we're not here to talk about whether jurors are angry about the riots. We're here to talk about very specific things. And as Andrea indicated in her statement, the opening statements that are going to occur today are going to be limited by the judge to the lawyers talking about what the evidence is actually going to show. Again, lawyers are trained to push the envelope and talk about other things, sometimes in a way that's designed to emotionally manipulate jurors. The judge has clearly demonstrated that he will have no patience for that sort of thing. He is going to keep everyone on track, not only in terms of the timing, but in terms of efficiency of information and what people are allowed to talk about. So back to your point, Vince, this won't be about the riots. This won't be about Jacob Blake. This won't be about policing. This will be about very specific issues. And one of the things the judge is going to do is he's going to read the charges to the jurors. He's going to tell them very specifically what they are. There are a total of 7. I'm going to focus on 5. It's first-degree reckless homicide, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, first-degree intentional homicide, attempt first-degree intentional homicide, and then first-degree recklessly endangering safety. So the judge is basically going to tell the jury that during the course of this trial, those 5 things will be the focus, and they will ultimately be asked, has the government proven beyond a reasonable doubt that these 5 things have occurred? And they'll be required to view them individually. They're not going to be asked, were all 5 proved together? They're going to be asked, has each individual charge been proven beyond a reasonable doubt? And the jurors will be required to focus on those issues.
It will be fascinating to watch. Patrick Cafferty, longtime defense attorney and our legal analyst. Patrick, thanks as always for joining us live this morning, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Susan.
Our Stephanie Haynes will be in the courtroom this morning as well for opening statements. You can follow her on Twitter for updates and watch for her live report starting on TMJ4 News at 5. And you can watch the actual trial live, gavel to gavel, on our partners over at Court TV through their over-the-air channel 4.3.
Live look outside. This is the Morgan Heights neighborhood with the Milwaukee Christmas tree. And this is the 108th year Milwaukee will have a Christmas tree. And a Christmas tree lighting, making it the 2nd longest official tree in the country after New York City. So they've been at it a little bit longer than us, but a gorgeous tree, soon to be cut down and put outside City Hall.
Yeah, doing all the prep work to get it taken care of. And boy, Brian Nisnansky, it's a very pleasant morning to be doing some of this. Vince and I, and you too, we've been watching this happen over the years, right? And some days the weather not so good.
Not so much. There's been some snow on the ground before, a little frosty. This morning
windy,
we'll take it.
Yeah,
we'll take it this morning. Yeah, wind's always a factor, of course. But this morning all is quiet. Bus stop forecast this morning. You will still have to bundle up. In Milwaukee, 35 degrees. Waukesha, 25. Racine, 33 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures throughout southeastern Wisconsin. And we're starting to see some 20s now inland. Yeah, you got to wear the winter coat this morning. 29 in Watertown, 29 in Whitewater, 30. The current temperature in Waukesha. You factor in a little bit of wind. It feels like 18 this morning in Lake Geneva. All right, the Storm 4 Max radar and satellite. Other side of Lake Michigan, we have some lake effect rain and snow showers. For us, again, clear skies. So here's your day planner. By noon, 45 degrees. By 5 o'clock, partly cloudy and a temperature of 45 degrees. Coming up in just a couple minutes, I'll have your Super 7-day forecast with some warmer temperatures. You're going to like it. Coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Brian, 6:37. Big day ahead for Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett this morning. He's looking to prove to a Senate committee he has what it takes to become the next U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg.
So today at 9 a.m., Mayor Barrett will stand before the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee for a nomination hearing, a hearing that will give senators a chance to assess Barrett and see if he is qualified to take on the position. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett was handpicked by President Joe Biden to serve as the European country's ambassador back in August. Now Barrett needs approval from the committee to move forward. He could also face some opposition from some Republican senators, including Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson and Ted Cruz from Texas. If the committee decides to vote in favor of Barrett, his nomination will then advance to the full U.S. Senate for final approval.
6:38 today, the Mequon-Thiensville School District is hosting a special recall election for 4 seats on the school board. The polls open at 7 o'clock this morning. They close at 8 tonight. Voters can expect a similar experience to other elections conducted in the area. Following the close of the polls, the school district will report the unofficial results for each school board seat. District says they expect it to take about an hour to collect the results from each polling place. So you're looking at 9 o'clock tonight to know the outcome of those elections.
Still ahead on TMJ4 News today, converting into cryptocurrency. Now Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers won't be getting some of his salary in dollars. Hear how he will be getting paid after the break.
A tradition in many households across the country to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're going to talk about whether it's going back to pre-pandemic form as we look at plans for this year.
And as promised, here's your Super 7-day forecast for today. 46 degrees, mostly sunny. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, 45 degrees. There might be a little bit of cloud cover at time these next couple of days, but as we take a look at your sky cover forecast, the farther the line is to the top, the more sunshine we'll see. and you'll see in general lots of sunshine. Heading into Thursday, mostly sunny skies, 48 degrees, and here comes our warm-up. Friday, sunshine, 53. Saturday, partly cloudy, 55. Sunday, 63 degrees, and I think that goes for everybody. As we take a look at the computer model by Sunday afternoon, I think everybody's warming into the lower 60s. It should be a fantastic day on Sunday. Monday, mostly sunny and a temperature of 63 degrees. We'll show you who's the coldest this morning, who's dipping into the 20s. Your forecast coming up.
Welcome back. A live look. This is the Morgan Heights neighborhood in Milwaukee. You see there the Milwaukee Christmas tree. It's been cut and crews are on scene right now getting ready to lay it down on a big old flatbed truck.
This is the critical moment here, Susan.
Yes, to see how it how the process
The chopping down, that's fine. The prep work, that's fine. This is where things can go wrong.
As it has in the past.
Right.
Remember, we all remember that year the top fell off.
Snap the top right off. So you don't want to do that. So this is critical. These are dicey times.
Well, you know, and a lot of work goes into preparing the tree to make sure that it's all good and everything is done safely. Oh, it's being lowered right now. This is Mike Connell and Katie Major's tree from their front yard, 88th and Warnemount, right near that intersection there. And they donated it to the city, and then the city takes it down to City Hall in downtown Milwaukee to decorate for the holidays.
Why do they do it so early in the morning?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
they got stuff to do.
They do it at like 8 o'clock? And they do it at 10 o'clock?
Well, you know, they got stuff to do today, so they want to get
it done. They wake up the whole neighborhood every year. You know?
Yeah, wake up the neighborhood. This could even turn into more of a celebration. You know, you could have a band out there if it was like 10 o'clock.
Right. I know the weather is nice. I was talking about that earlier, but you know, we've been out here. We covered this, you and I have been together, 18 years? No.
You added a few, but 1,000 years.
But you know, in those years, this
15,
is something
16.
the city does every year, right? And there have been mornings when we've had snowflakes. It adds to the festivity.
Some years better than others.
Yes,
right,
some years just cold, downright
lower it on
cold.
down now.
Windy.
Catch it right there in that little, I don't know, what do you call that?
Harness?
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I don't know.
A little harness.
Has any tree owners be like with the city that come by, hey, we love your tree, it's great. You're not taking my tree.
Nah, no thanks. No, thank you.
Well, you have to
submit. Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't go around asking. You
okay.
know, you have to say, oh, I have a tree.
The mayor's not out there like driving around.
See,
here's one.
That's the knowledge that you guys brought over 28 years.
There's one at 38th and Clark. We're going to stop by there. I'll send a crew over there. And
if you're wondering, all right, so this is like 88th and Warnemount.
You see the mayor just driving around.
I got a southwest part of Milwaukee. I just want people to know, like, okay, so they're moving this not until 8:30 or so because they don't want to get in the way of rush hour traffic. So if you're wondering,
again, why are we here at 6 in the morning? You know why? Because this is great live television.
Yeah,
they do it for us,
show.
actually. They do it for us.
Well, they have been doing it.
What do you want them to do? Save
years.
it for Steve Shamraz in the evening?
That's right.
Yeah. No, we get it.
This is a morning show
ritual.
We enjoy it. So it looks like it
safely there.
Good, right?
Yeah, I think we used up all your weather time, guys.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Thanks. I get 15 seconds.
Give us a couple nuts and bolts here.
Quick.
All right.
Are we good? Is it going to rain today? No, back to you.
Let me just scan through these graphics. Advertised 54 degrees, 46 for the forecast for today. This is a live look downtown Milwaukee this morning, 36 degrees. You got to bundle up. Winds out of the west at 7 miles per hour. In Waukesha, we're at 30. There's some spots this morning already dipping into the 20s. Look at that. Whitewater's now at 25 degrees this morning, 26 in Lake Geneva. This is one of the coldest mornings we've had so far this season for some of you. Let's go through your weather headlines here this morning. Chilly few days as we head through the day today, tomorrow, and even into Thursday. Pretty cool. Now, as we head into the rest of the week, we're going to have high pressure and lots of sunshine. Warmer temperatures heading into the weekend. All right, Storm 4 Max radar and satellite. Other side of Lake Michigan, you have some lake effect rain and snow showers over towards Kalamazoo this morning and up towards the UP. The Upers seeing a little bit of lake effect snow as well. Future forecast. Northwest breeze today. We'll pause it here at 1 o'clock. Lots of sunshine. Maybe a little bit of cloud cover late afternoon and this evening. We'll call it partly cloudy skies, but overall tonight, lots of stars overhead. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Again, a ton of sunshine expected. Increasing cloud cover tomorrow afternoon, but I still think at the very least partly cloudy skies. We're looking good. Tomorrow night and into Thursday, again, maybe a little bit of thin cloud cover, but overall lots of sunshine. Your forecast for today, mostly sunny, breezy and cool. 46 for your high. For tonight, a low temperature of 33, mainly clear skies inland down to 25. Here's your 7-day forecast. On Wednesday, mostly sunny, 45. On Thursday, mostly sunny, 48. On Friday, 53. And there is your warm up. Man, that looks good. 55 on Saturday. Get some fall yard work done this weekend. On Sunday, mostly sunny, 63. Monday, mostly sunny and 63 degrees. All right, let's head back out to Adriana Mendez with an update on the tree. Is it safely in place, Adriana?
Obviously, President Johnson and Alderman Murkowski.
Hey, Brian. Good morning. Take a look at this. Crews with the Department of Public Works Forestry Services are working on just the finishing touches of making sure that tree is secure, but it is a beauty. This is our 2021 City of Milwaukee Christmas tree, donated by Katie Major and Mike O'Connell. This is a 36-foot Colorado blue spruce. So crews are making sure that this tree lays flat and secure on it, and then they will keep it on here for about an hour or so. 8:30 to 9 o'clock is when they'll take off, and this tree will get a grand escort all the way to City Hall. So this is an exciting time, and in just a couple weeks, this tree will be lit up so beautifully for the whole city of Milwaukee to see. Once again, this is an exciting time for everyone here in the neighborhood. We've got neighbors out here watching this morning, so we're going to be out here all morning. We'll monitor the escort over to City Hall, so stay with us here at TMJ4. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Adriana, such a fun morning. Thank you. Here are some of today's top stories now.
Businesses with more than 100 employees could start requiring workers to get their COVID shots as early as this week. Office of Management and Budget just finished a review of the mandate President Biden ordered back in September. Companies that do not follow the rule face fines of up to $14,000 per occurrence.
Polls open in 15 minutes in Minneapolis, where voters will decide whether to overhaul that city's police department. It's in response to the killing of George Floyd last year. If passed, Minneapolis would scrap the existing police force and create a public safety department focused on mental health and social services. The result could pave the way for other cities eyeing police reform.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will be back in full form this year. Organizers say the 95th annual parade will go through its traditional route through Manhattan, and visitors will even be allowed to see the balloons inflated the day before the parade, long as they show proof of vaccination on site. Did they do like no balloons at all last year? I think it was no balloons, right?
And as we go to break, let's take a live look outside back on the southwest side of Milwaukee. As you can see, crews are putting the finishing touches on making sure the tree is secure. This 36-foot Colorado spruce is the city's 108th official Christmas tree.
6:53, time now for your 4 to know this morning. Opening statements expected to begin today in the murder trial for Kyle Rittenhouse. A jury of 20 people was seated. They managed to do that in a single day out of a possible 150 candidates. 12 people will ultimately be the jurors. 8 will serve as alternates. They don't know who's who just yet. They listen to all the evidence presented. Rittenhouse is charged with shooting 3 people at a riot in Kenosha last year. 2 of those people died. The attorneys for Kyle Rittenhouse arguing their client was acting in self-defense. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett a step closer to securing a position as ambassador to Luxembourg. Next step is to stand before the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee at 9 a.m. hearing this morning. The hearing will give senators an opportunity to assess the mayor and see if he's qualified to take on the position.
Today, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention could give the final green light for COVID vaccinations for kids ages 5 to 11 years old. The CDC advisory panel will consider the recommendations for allowing kids to receive the Pfizer vaccine. If approved, shots could start being administered as early as tomorrow. And let's take a live picture again as we stay on top of the most famous Colorado blue spruce in Wisconsin right now. Owners Mike Connell and Katie Major donated this 36-foot tree to the city for this year's Christmas tree. This is near 88th and Warnemont. You can see crews there on scene putting the finishing touches as they wrap it up to take it down to
Southwest side, prior to the southwest side.
You might see it on the roads this morning if you're in that area, Brian.
Watch out. Hopefully you really don't, because that means you're probably backed up in traffic.
That's right.
Beautiful looking tree, though.
Yes,
That's
it
awesome.
is.
Also a beautiful shot towards downtown Milwaukee this morning, where we have a current temperature right now 36 degrees, above freezing here. Not the case inland. Let's head out to Waukesha, where we have a current temperature right now at 28 degrees. Yeah, it's getting chilly. Starting to notice more and more 20s away from Lake Michigan. Here's your forecast by 8 o'clock, 35 in Milwaukee. Obviously cooler away from the lake. Noon, 45. 4 o'clock, 46. Lots of sunshine today. By 8 o'clock, 38 degrees.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he is taking a portion of his salary in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin to the moon. That's why I'm pumped to share that I've recently teamed with Cash App. They have enabled me to take part of my NFL salary in Bitcoin for the very first time.
And this cat gets stranger every day. I tell you. Not clear how much of the salary he is getting in the digital currency. For those who don't know, Bitcoin is a digital currency that operates without oversight of banks and government. You've seen a little bit more of this happening.
People talking about it.
And that was him still in the Halloween costume.
That's what I thought too. He's got the stuff on his face. Thanks so much.
Just keep throwing touchdowns. We're all good.
Thanks so much for watching us today, everyone.
Today's show is next.